Hi, and welcome back to Wicked Ones Tarot. My name's Carmen. We had some technical issues today. Thank you, Mercury retrograde. So sorry if you saw like a 2-minute go live for me. But we've got the yearly predictions for Capricorn for today. And I really like the start that we've got here for you, Capricorn. We've got the King of Pentacles in the reverse and the Ten of Pentacles. So I feel like after a period of instability or perhaps loss, specifically with regards to finances or your, job security, I feel like you're about to get a windfall or something pretty significant that improves your finances. And I don't know why, but I really like that the grass goes like right across through the two different cards here. So there's something that is providing you with sustenance or maybe a passion of yours that's really helped you kind of stay grounded, is how I'm seeing this like grass at the top going through both cards. Hi there, Pirate. Welcome. Let's call in spirit with a little bit of wind chime time. You guys, I'm sorry. I've really been slacking when it comes to wind chime time. I'll try to be a little bit more assertive for you guys. All right, let's get some more information for you. I'm going to start with some underlying energy for you, Capricorn. I'll fill the business card holders and like the left side. And then we'll dive in more specifically to the love elements for 2023 for you. And then close it out with more specific information around what happens to your money and your finances at the end. So we have Door to Spirit. Capricorn, I feel like your intuition is stronger than it's been in a long time, and you may also have a greater appreciation for time spent in nature or spirituality, maybe conversations about spirituality. But we also have somebody that maybe is limiting themselves a little bit in terms of how far their brilliance can take them. With the garden and the gate, there's something here about being a little bit too safe and secure inside the gate. I don't know if you can see the expression on her face, but it's kind of like timid. So I feel like there's kind of a safe space that you've created for yourself, and it's helped you recover from something difficult. But there's also something calling you to leave this safe space that you've created. And we've got butterflies in the sky. So I think there's been a sense of transformation here for you that has given you some sort of courage or confidence that you were lacking in the past, but you're still kind of hesitant to let yourself out from wherever you feel most safe. All right, we're going to grab a few from the Golden Lenormand. Which is perfect, Capricorn, because the template that it sits on is your card, the Devil. Whoa. All right, let's see. Let's do it for Capricorn for 2023. Good luck. I like that. The clover. And coffin. So we've got the coffin underneath this kind of hesitancy card, right? So I think you're going to find a way to step outside of your comfort zone, even though it may not be easy at first. I do think that there's, I don't know, kind of a sense of you're ready to take on a brand new adventure. I don't know what those are. What is that, pirate? Are those goats? I love it. All right, what else do we have for Capricorn? Well, you may be traveling. So we have the ship. I think you're finding a new place to live here, Capricorn. We've got the ship and the anchor. So there is a sense here that there's a new adventure awaiting you. And whatever this like security that you have currently is, I do believe you're going to be able to duplicate that elsewhere. So if you're wondering whether or not you if you move, whether or not it would be uncomfortable or if you would regret doing so. I don't think you would. We're going to continue with the Tattoo Tarot and get a little bit more information about kind of like the base layer, the foundation that 2023 is built upon. And then we'll dive into the love elements for you. Capricorn, you're going to feel like you're coming back in from the cold after a difficult situation that you went through with somebody you considered to be very close to you, possibly even a soulmate. We have the Five of Pentacles in the reverse, the Lovers, and the Three of Wands. I feel like you're making a choice that kind of surprises you or people around you. And here we have the Three of Wands indicating more travel, you guys. Specifically, a large body of water that you're crossing, because of course, with these two, we've got some significant water vibes, right? So you could just be going on a really nice trip, but I think the majority of you are trying to figure out if you should move elsewhere. We have the Empress coming out. The Ten of Swords sideways and the Eight of Cups in the reverse. I think you may have at some point, Capricorn, kind of decided that you had everything that you needed and you didn't really need to involve anyone else. It's like this Garden and the Gate card coming out again. She's alone in this picture. And I feel like a lot of you have been able to find peace and tranquility in being alone, not being in a relationship. And I feel like for many of you, you've had some sort of creative endeavor that's gone well, but you've only been able to recover maybe 80, 85% from a pretty significant, I don't know, betrayal, disappointment. If this were in the upright, I would consider this to be almost like self-sabotage because of those hands that are in the swords above. And if this were in the reverse, I would say you have over a long period of time been able to recover from something. But we have the Eight of Cups in the reverse, kind of suggesting that there may be some sort of abatement and then return of difficult emotions pertaining to something that happened to you in the past, but something that has really helped you in terms of moving forward from whatever this betrayal was, is your passion. So something like creating music, writing books. Maybe I see a bird here. Maybe you're actually like a singer or you work with animals. There's something here that you really enjoy doing that has helped you process or transmute this pain. All right, let's dive into love specifically. What do we have for Capricorn? Two tens. You are at the close of a major chapter in your life. And Capricorn, that means you have a new adventure that's waiting for you, right? There is something here about you finally being able to put down a burden or something that has been holding you back. And it's going to enable you to find or build a new, happy home life. But you do have a choice. You have to choose to let something go that has not been good for you. I feel like you're ready to do so with the Five of Cups in the reverse, but you may be concerned that this choice you want to make could hurt somebody else. Maybe you feel like moving to a new place is going to be really difficult for your great aunt. I love my great aunt, so that's why I thought of that. There could be somebody you're worried about in terms of, if I follow this dream, if I follow this adventure, am I going to be regretful? Am I going to find what I'm hoping I find? Am I going to possibly hurt someone's feelings or miss out on something by making this decision? So I feel like you're taking some time to yourself in the early parts of 2023 to figure out what is most important to you and what feels right. And I do feel like this is the right move for you. You will figure out what the right answer is in terms of, is it the right time to pick up and go and start somewhere elsewhere? Oh, we have the Five of Wands indicating you may have a little bit of a battle ahead of you. You may have somebody that is trying to convince you that what you want to do is not a good idea. But I think you're pretty resolute in this decision because we've got the Two of Swords in the reverse, which indicates to me that you don't really need to be thinking about this. You're not pulled in two different directions. You feel like what you want to do is the right direction for you. Let's do it for Capricorn. So we have the Queen of Pentacles coming out sideways. I feel like those of you that aren't really interested in following this adventure or doing something a little bit outside of your comfort zone, you will still be able to find financial security in 2023. But I feel like there's some element of romance that is catapulted forwards by your being willing to kind of explore something different or get out of that garden and explore something new. Again, another symbol for travel. The world can literally represent like the internet, but in this situation, especially when we have the Three of Wands, I feel like this is saying you got to get out there and travel. You got to try new things. You got to eat new cuisine, speak new languages. And I feel like this is going to empower you to have a much better love life. It'll help you in terms of confidence and give you something fun to talk about, right? We have the Two of Pentacles underneath the Five of Cups in the reverse. I do feel like you're dealing with a little bit of hesitancy because you don't know if you're going to upset anyone, but you're not willing to let that really stop you in pursuing what you think would make you happy. You may want to find a little bit more, like you may want to save a little bit more money before you make this leap. But with the Page of Wands, I do think you're going to get some good news that tells you this is a great time for you to make this change. What's up, Mike? How are you doing? Happy holidays. I hope you have good plans for the new year. We have the Knight of Wands indicating that you are ready to take action towards this adventure once you get confirmation or news. So you may be waiting for somebody to give you the green light, or you may be trying to decide, you know, this place or this place. There's something here that you're trying to figure out before you take this leap. And then we have the Star. This is really, I love this card underneath the Ace of Swords because this is like, the truth is healing. So maybe you've been struggling a little bit with being honest with yourself about something that you want or something that you feel is right. But with the Star, I feel the truth is going to be helping you feel calm or peaceful in some situation. We have the Hanged Man and the King of Cups in the reverse. I think for a lot of you, you have either dealt with somebody who was struggling to communicate their emotions with you, or you have been kind of cutting yourself off from significant emotional attachment because you felt like you needed to really work on the healing element before you could fully open yourself up again. But you may still have a couple of cobwebs to clean out of that closet in terms of how do I express myself and how do I take action towards what I want in love. All right, we're going to move to the Metamuse. What's up? Let's walk home. Hope you're doing well. We have the Two of Pentacles again. And the Six of Pentacles. Well, Capricorn, I think we're dealing with an earth sign here, don't you? We've got somebody who has acknowledged that some of the lack of balance in your life has been due to the fact that you have been maybe overly charitable, overly patient, overly generous, and a lot of what you extend to others has been kind of missing in terms of how other people treat you. I think you're ready to find a partnership that is more equitable than what you've had in the past. And you've learned a lot in terms of how to figure out when it makes sense to pursue and when it makes sense to just kind of chill. This Four of Pentacles is coming across to me as strategic. Somebody who knows when to fold them, somebody who knows when to invest, somebody who knows when to, you know, go all in on red. I love roulette. It's like probably the worst thing about me. But like only in Vegas. I don't want to play it at like some random casino. All right. The Emperor. Look at you, Capricorn. Something about this heartbreak that you've gone through, this betrayal that you have endured, has helped you incredibly with your discernment. I see this Page of Wands as a symbol of your intellect and your ability to size people up pretty quickly. You don't even have to get up off your throne. Somebody just says a couple words to you, and I feel like you can pick up on their energy. You can deduce whether or not this is somebody that is in it for themselves or generous or, whatever else. You are astute. Now, the thing with the Emperor is this is also somebody who is quite adept at speaking their truth. And I feel like that's the one thing that you're maybe going to want to focus on in 2023. Not to suggest that you're a liar. I feel like there just might be some situations where you're like the way you were raised, the way you've been dealing with relationships so far may have kind of encouraged you to hold back a little bit. And I feel like in 2023, you're going to be able to be much more authentic and more comfortable just expressing yourself as you see fit. We have the Ten of Pentacles coming out sideways, and I feel like that's to say right now you may feel like you still need to kind of build up the coffers. Maybe you're used to having twice the savings in your savings account, or maybe you feel like the money coming in isn't quite what you want it to be. But in 2023, I see that improving, especially because we had that Ten of Pentacles come out as our pre-shuffle, right? There has been a lot of loss that you've gone through. But I think in order to avoid ongoing loss, because we have the Ten of Pentacles sideways here, you're being asked to take seriously whatever this healing is and being honest. And then you get your new beginning. Almost as if to say some of you needed to kind of lose some of the stuff that you'd become acquainted with having in your life or used to having, and gain an appreciation for it. I mean, I don't even know if I like how I said that. There's an element of being too free with people, too kind to people. And I hesitate again on that because I don't want you to lose the attributes that make you lovable, that make you, a positive influence on other people's lives. But there was an element of needing to learn, who do I invest in? Who do I give to? Because I know they give back to me or they refill my cup. They don't just take, take, take. So I think you've learned valuable lessons in that regard, and it's setting you up for a new adventure, a completely new beginning in 2023, where I don't feel like you're going to have to be dealing with this wounded warrior energy anymore. You may have had to be a little bit defensive, maybe even kind of a hermit after going through a pretty difficult time in your relationship previously. All right, Capricorn, we're going to get some additional information on love in 2023 with the Egyptian Tarot. Nine of Swords in the reverse. You've got some sort of guidance or help coming your way in the love department in 2023. This feels to me like you've got signs up the bum telling you this is what you should do, this is the right person, this is not the right person, because there is, I think, a sincere effort here to get you into a different situation that is happier, but still secure or safe like your current one. But there's maybe a little bit of nudging that has to happen. And I think this is because with the Magician in the reverse, you may have dealt with somebody that was manipulative or particularly dishonest with you, and you've been trying to make sure you don't assume the worst of people despite having been betrayed by someone you thought you could trust. Here we have the Queen of Swords, and I think this is all about in 2023, you are finding a balance with regards to boundaries. How do I establish the boundaries that are right for me and help me, maintain some sort of sanity and happiness without being overly, I want to use my favorite C word right now, but I'm not going to do it. You probably know what I'm thinking, without being so rude that you cut people off that could be a good part of your life, right? Oh, and it wasn't Capricorn, if you were wondering. Hello there, Mountain Girl. Welcome back. If you guys missed my Taurus bonus, Mountain Girl got top comment of that video, so good to see you again. Yeah, you were dealing with somebody who was dishonest here in the past, Capricorn, and that's made it difficult for you because you really don't want to close yourself off completely to everyone, but you also don't want to, repeat the same mistake. You don't want to fall into a situation with somebody who takes advantage. So I feel like you've got a much more adept radar or, intuition in terms of how do I make sure I'm not dealing with somebody who wants to take advantage of me. Nine of Pentacles. So you've been single for a while, or you may be single for a while in 2023 because you are very focused on your money right now. With the Eight of Pentacles and the Nine of Pentacles coming out together, this is you kind of supercharging your financial stability in 2023. And I feel like it's inspired by somebody you care about, somebody you do want to pursue something with. You see this person as stable like you are. I'm trying to remember what this symbol means, but I don't really remember. If anyone knows what this is right here, let me know in the comments. But with the water symbol, you could be dealing with somebody that has Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio in their chart. You could also be dealing with an Aquarius because now we've got the star coming out for the second time. Or you may have some sort of fame or celebrity, or your person could. What I'm really drawn to, though, is there's this person that you're going to spend much of 2023 with is somebody that is balanced like you are, somebody who has gone through perhaps very similar issues in their past and had to also address being a little bit too much of a hermit and letting people back in again and learning to trust after having quite the problem, right? We have the Knave of Swords in the reverse and Knave of Wands in the reverse. In 2023, you may have some issues with regards to taxes, or you may have a little bit of a mountain of paperwork, something about red tape making things a little bit difficult for you. Stay patient or be patient because there's going to be a moment where things suddenly get much easier for you. So don't be, discouraged by things being delayed or a little bit more complicated than you initially thought. I feel like this is kind of a test for you, to be honest, trying to make sure that you really are ready to move forward with this instead of maybe letting little things like that kind of stop you from being committed to it. I'm glad to hear it, Mountain Girl. I knew this was the reading for tonight. All right, we have the Eight of Wands indicating you are going to take action towards something or someone that you really do care about. For very few of you, you may be dealing with somebody with the first or last name of Reed. We have the King of Wands, Six of Swords, and Three of Wands in the reverse. Capricorn, you're going to surprise some people with your quick moves. You've got in 2023 something that really inspires you, makes you feel impassioned, and I think it involves unexpected travel or an unexpected move, because here we have, with the Six of Swords, somebody moving across a body of water, and this Three of Wands in reverse indicates something that you didn't really plan for or somebody else didn't plan for. So I feel like this King of Wands is likely you. It could be your person, but somebody is willing to take quick action that kind of shocks a lot of people. Now, we've got a lot of fire energy here, so you could be dealing with somebody that has Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius in their chart. And we've got the Empress again, and the Seven of Cups. You have choices here, Capricorn. You are being seen as somebody that is the full package. You are spiritually enlightened. You are confident in your passion or what you pursue for your career. You are wise beyond your years. But also there's a sense of playfulness here. You may be a fan of cats because I see the cat hieroglyph here. Or again, a bird. You may have a bird or be a bird watcher. And with the Seven of Cups, I also want to make mention there may be a little bit of confusion in love for you initially. Follow your intuition. This will clear. I do think that there's a little bit of a test coming your way in terms of how do you handle difficulty or how do you handle communication that helps you avoid the issues that you've run into in your past. All right, we're going to do a little bit more clarification on the love element with the Romance Angel Oracle. And then we'll move into money and career for you. We have past life relationship. You have known each other before. And religious factors. Your love life is influenced by your religious upbringing and spiritual path. So you may find that you have significant differences with the person you end up with, or you may find that's what brings you together. Make the effort and pay attention to the red flags. Great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take, but the signs are cautioning you. There may be a hesitance, like a hesitancy on one person's part, or maybe a tendency to rush in on the other person's part. So make sure you're communicating often and directly in terms of how you want to approach this love situation. Because I do feel like it's a healthy love situation, but that you are probably fairly different people and you may have a different perspective on the timeline. Very soon. Capricorn says, I don't care. Very soon. Clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now. And you may find that trust is initially difficult for you, But I do think that there in 2023 is a significant jump up in terms of, okay, you know what? I think I can breathe now. I was worried initially, but I feel better now. So there's a sense that something happens in, I want to say, the first quarter of 2023 that helps you put to rest some of these fears or insecurities that you may be dealing with now. Hello, Tom, and welcome. I'm so glad you've arrived. All right, let's go back to money and finance. Um, Pirate, with your permission, is it time for the skipper, kipper, flipper, dipper? Yeah, did I do it wrong? All right, what do we have for Capricorn for work? There may have been a job loss or a layoff for you that has you kind of with a big question mark or wondering how you want to handle your career or your money in 2023. However, for some of you, this could be lining up rather nicely with your desire to pursue something a little more adventurous, right? But we have adjudication in the reverse, so I feel like the decision hasn't been made, the jury is still out. He does indeed. You're going to get an unexpected opportunity with regards to your work. So you may feel like you have to interview for a much longer period of time to find something, or you may feel like you have to go through a lot of hoops to get there, right? But what I see is you're going to have an opportunity that falls in your lap. So don't get too disappointed if there's a sense of loss initially with that. Because we have despair here as well. Because I do feel like this is just making room for something better. So we have false person in the reverse. Yeah, I think there's somebody that you're currently dealing with regards to your career who may come across as a little bit hot and cold or a little bit unreliable. This person is not who you think they are, and maybe not necessarily like out to get you, but I feel like they'll let you down in some regard for your career if you continue to be with them or work with them. And with bad health in the reverse, there's something here that feels like your anxiety is lifted or you feel more comfortable when you have this opportunity that pops up out of nowhere. There's something here about changing the direction that you thought you were going to go in, and it could upset somebody that you're currently working with because we've got the main female here in the reverse. This person could kind of take offense at what your plans are and maybe, advise against you doing this. And I don't know that they're necessarily thinking of your best interest when they have this conversation with you. It may be because they are too invested to want to, change their perspective. What else do we have for career? We have magnetic in the reverse and family or blood ties inner circle. So there may have been a sense of belonging or a social group or family group in your current location that you thought would always make you want to stay where you are. But there's an element of kind of being released from some sort of obligation or feeling like it's just fine if you make this change. So you may have made a mountain of a molehill in terms of, is this a problem? No, it's not. You've been overthinking something here, my friend. So let that go. Remember that change is a natural part of life, and if people don't like it, tough titties. You got to follow your passion, right? You are protected, though. We do have Archangel Michael coming out, and we have souls or moving in the reverse. So this is right under despair. There could be some of you that are too concerned about leaving this garden. You don't know if you're ready to leave this cute little spot that you've been in. It feels so safe. And this is right under despair. So I feel like there's stagnation or a risk of missing out on something if you don't follow your more adventurous path. But I'll get some clarification with the tarot on this because this could be one of those things that kind of diverges. Like for some of you, the message is this, and for some of you, the message is that. We have toxic behaviors and waves in the reverse. Somebody's toxic behavior in your work environment or the industry at large is going to make it more like tenable for you to consider a change. So that could be like your favorite boss quits, your work wife quits, whatever it is. There's something here that makes it easier for you to change what you want to change that someone may be trying to kind of make you feel guilty for. We've got the divine masculine in the reverse. This is right under the main female in the reverse. For some of you, there is a risk of not ascending or not developing as quickly as you could if you don't take an opportunity to do something different. For others of you, if you don't move, you don't meet the divine masculine. There's definitely a call for you to change, but I don't want to tell all of you have to move. That might not be true for all of you, right? But there is a need for sure to get rid of this toxic energy, move away from somebody that is maybe a little bit too controlling when it comes to the decisions you make in your life, specifically to your money or your career, right? All right, we're going to continue with the Bianco Nero, and then we're going to get a little more clarification on the money and finance with the Everyday Tarot. Three of Wands, Queen of Pentacles. Moving in a different direction, taking action towards a different living situation enables you to find somebody who is wifey material or husband material, or enables you to have more financial stability, makes you feel like you have more to offer someone in a relationship. So there does seem to be some sort of correlation here in terms of what you do for work and whether or not that gets you in a location where you can be with somebody you care about. We have the Six of Cups, which is kind of making me think of this past life relationship card. You may meet somebody and feel like you've known them forever. It's just like one of those instant connections. This doesn't have to be romantic. This could also be somebody that you end up partnering with or working with. This could be what motivates you to make a change in terms of if you decide to move away. But we do have the Seven of Wands in the reverse. I think some of you are a little bit hesitant to let go of a business partner, a job title, the reputation you've built where you are. For example, some of you could be like a realtor or a hairstylist, and that can be a little bit difficult to just pick up and move elsewhere, right? Because a lot of that is word of mouth, or how are you going to establish this reputation, right? Hello there, Miss Joanna. How are you doing? So be cautious and make sure that what you are defending is worth defending, because with the Tower in the reverse, you may end up having a change in your perspective, but you also may find when the Tower comes out in the reverse, this is sometimes if you don't let go of something that you know you need to let go of, it may be taken from you. So if you're holding onto a security blanket and you've outgrown that MFer, then it may get taken from you. The devil in the reverse. I like to see that, especially under false person in the reverse and toxic behaviors. You are in 2023 going to be able to move away from something that has made your financial or professional life more difficult. You may have a competitor that's been particularly lame. I'll go the nice route. And your willingness to take on an adventure or do something a little bit different is going to help you distinguish yourself or differentiate yourself, and it's going to be a more successful path for you. Ace of Cups. This isn't always about an offer in love. We are still talking about money and career. I think this is saying you're going to take a creative approach to the same thing you've been doing, or you're going to start a business and see success in something that is creative, um, such as, producing an album, writing a book, something along those lines. It does take a significant amount of planning. You do have to be strategic here, but you are more than capable and it will be a success. So do what you can to limit the anxiety or the concerns that are keeping you up at night or making you feel like you haven't planned enough. You do at one point want to say, okay, I've done enough planning. I've done my research. I know what the situation is. I'm going to leave the rest to the universe. I know that they will take care of me because I've been a good boy or girl. All right, Capricorn, let's see. We'll get some clarification. Oops, I said the everyday tarot. Page of Swords in the reverse. Watch out for your taxes. There could be a mistake on there, so just double check that. That's not for everyone. That would be for 2023, by the way, like what you're doing in 2023. Tell me more about the money and career for Capricorn, please, 2023. Knight of Pentacles in the reverse and Nine of Pentacles. I kind of like this, you guys. This suggests that you may be used to things having more of a slow climb or slow appreciation, right? But we've got somebody here that I think is going to be a little bit surprised at success overnight or something very quickly becoming, viral, your name getting, accidentally shown on like Super Bowl Sunday or something like that. There's something here about you getting to be very financially independent quicker than you anticipated. Hello, Lori. Welcome, welcome. We've got the Ten of Cups in the reverse and the Queen of Wands. I think for the large majority of you, Capricorn, there is a change of address. This could be like a tour or a long trip that you take. It doesn't have to be that you're moving, but this Queen of Wands is exciting for me to see because the Queen of Wands energy is one of my favorites. It's that idea that you don't have to go out and get everything that you need. That's what the King of Wands does, right? The Queen of Wands just sits back. Yeah, kind of knows everything that's going to be for her is going to come to her. She doesn't have to go out there and pursue it, right? So in 2023, Capricorn, what I see is that there are going to be a number of opportunities that find you, and you have your pick of the lot. So make sure you're being selective. Make sure you read the fine print, and don't make a choice, impatiently, right? You might want to wait it out and see if there's something else that comes your way. Capricorn, I do see an offer coming your way. It could be from somebody that you already know or somebody who expects you to say yes because of the connection that you have. But you, I think, are going to be compelled to reject this offer, and it could cause a little bit of distress between you and an acquaintance or a close friend of yours. But you know that with the King of Pentacles here, there's a different choice for you that is going to set you up for success. So again, don't settle, okay? You want to make sure you know what your options are before you move ahead. The Lovers, this is all about a choice. You have more than one option here for your career. We have Temperance. This career opportunity is going to for sure offer you a balance in your life. So if you feel like one of the offers is going to potentially result in you being burnt out or you feeling like you don't have enough time for yourself, that's not the right one for you. We've got Strength coming out, and I feel like that signifies that you know what you want to offer or what you have to offer from a professional standpoint. You're not, desperate. You want to be selective when it comes to this. What else do we have for Capricorn? We have the Ten of Pentacles, Death in the sideways position, and the Four of Wands in the reverse. So you may have a pretty nice setup right now in terms of your finances. I think for many of you, you are in a transition period. But I think what's really important for you in terms of achieving this 10 of Pentacles or 9 of Pentacles is knowing what needs to change and what can stay the same. You need to basically conduct an audit in your life. Do you have the right banker? Do you have the right tax person? Do you have the right general manager if you own a restaurant? That kind of thing. Make sure you have the right pieces in place because there is something that seems to be out of order with regards to the foundation. It could be that you're meant to be doing what you do, but for a different employer, right? We have the Page of Wands coming out to clarify there's a need to have significant, there's an important conversation that needs to happen, and it may be difficult for you to be very direct with this person, but I see that as being the right way to approach this because somebody is going to be defensive with you regarding the decisions you want to make about your career. Tell me more about the Ace of Cups, please. You will hear about this opportunity in, I want to say, the next month. But if there's something you're trying to avoid changing, you maybe don't want to move away to a different country, something along those lines, you may have to have a little bit more of an open mind than you want. Because I think there's going to be a conversation here that changes your perspective on something. You may have never wanted to live in a cold place, and then you decide, okay, I'm going to move to the cold place because this job is my dream job. Something like that. Keep an open mind. But you do have somebody that is interested in collaborating with you, and I feel like it is something that will be quite successful for you. Tell me more about the Nine of Swords, please. Yeah, you haven't made this decision yet, and there may be concern over whether or not you'll have the right compensation or whether or not there's going to be a work-life balance. That's how I'm seeing the Six of Pentacles for you. So make sure you ask questions regarding whatever this opportunity is that you're pursuing or that is pursuing you. All right, we're going to end this reading with the Zodiac fortune-telling cards. Be careful of a serious flirtation. I'm going to get a little more information on that. There could be somebody in your life that is not telling you their true intentions in 2023. True blue in every respect. You, on the other hand, you seem to be a very straight communicator, direct communicator. You have or will receive money real soon. So there is going to be at least a small windfall for you here. Perhaps a nice tax refund or a winning lottery ticket. Maybe just a really nice gift. Something is told to you which you must not believe. So someone may be trying to pursue something romantic with you when really what they want is money. But I feel like this is something you've encountered before and you would be able to sniff out right away. Tell me more about this serious flirtation, please. So I initially saw this Knight of Wands in the reverse. So I'm going to look at this as kind of a more Knight of Wands in the reverse, but it flipped over. So there could be a little bit of hope here. So Capricorn, you may deal with somebody who is particularly secretive. This would be somebody that has presumably had a lot of negativity when it comes to their love life. It may make them difficult to understand. I don't think they really know what they want. So be careful if you encounter somebody who seems to want to dominate your time, but they don't necessarily know what they want with you. With the Knight of Wands, I think the distinguishing factor for you will be, are they willing to take action? Are they willing to back their words up? All right, I hope you enjoyed the reading, Capricorn, and I wish you a very prosperous and delightful 2023. Thank you for all the support of my channel, and I'll see you in the next reading. Bye, guys.